Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Civilization 6 in our Iron Curtain series. So, quick disclaimer, this episode has, of course, already been recorded by me. I've already played it through. I'm going to have to replay it. For those of you who missed the reason why, basically, there is a gremlin on my computer that loves to change my system microphone volume settings without telling me. Without any kind of notification. Trust me, it's nothing that I do. I have no idea what program it is because it doesn't appear to be any kind of audio or recording program. This just happens when my computer's been on for a bit and all of a sudden, boom, I've got different settings and it ruins audio recordings. So that happened, so I'm going to have to re-record this. I've played through it, but thankfully we're on half schedule right now as this is being recorded. So what that means is that, you know, it's been a while since I did. It's been a couple of days, so that's a good thing. So that'll help me, you know, kind of go back through it fresh. We are currently almost at turn 500. It's 1894 AD, 1894, and we're 8 turns away from launching the Earth satellite. How close are we? Remind me. To okay. So here's an interesting distinction. We are going to launch the Earth satellite, right? But Pedro is up here, and okay, his countdown hasn't started just yet. But actually, you know what? Yes, it has. I remember now what happened at the beginning here. Because I just loaded the game up, the countdown light isn't showing, but it was showing at the end of the last episode. So Pedro is ahead of us, but remember, we just wrecked his production. So we're going to keep focused on that for the episode as far as just making sure that space projects go well. We also have a ton of faith, which I'm going to use to my advantage in just a moment. Right around the same time I think I did it in the previous attempt at this. I'll try not to make too many comments like that, like, oh yeah, I did this before, because that's not useful to you. But this is one of the things I'm going to do once I have built up enough faith, and I'm pretty close to it. Stephanie Kwolek, 100% production towards space race projects. I just have to wait until I have that amount of faith with which to recruit her. So that's definitely going to be something that I do very soon. But for now, that's strange. Maybe it's going to go down as we get closer. Yeah, that's what it is. I'll have to keep an eye on that turn by turn, because that we're making 16 faith per turn. I still have a couple hundred to earn. Like, I'm not going to earn that in one episode. So I'm assuming it goes down as we get closer to organically recruiting her. Anyway, let's keep that digger there. These units, I'm not putting them to sleep because I need to have active control of them just in case Pedro does anything funny. Of course, we've just denounced Pedro, so he could declare war. He might not. We'll see how it goes. If you're curious, no, he did not in the version that I recorded previously. But this is technically a different timeline
when we look up at night and view the stars, everything we see is shining because of distant nuclear fusion.
So yeah, this is technically a different timeline now. So Pedro could declare war on me in this episode, which would be good because we would get the production bonus, and that's ultimately going to be helpful. So now we've researched the Mars reactor. Let's go into our tech tree and see what the next thing needs to be here. I've got almost all of the endgame techs. We need to go for satellites next, though, because we need to start the moon landing. And then we'll go for nanotech after that. All right, let's see if my theory was correct. Great people. Yes, the cost changed. So next turn, I'm going to go ahead and get that great scientist, because that's going to double our production time on space race projects, which is only a good thing. All right, so Bendigo. Alright, you just need a new trade route. I think production and money has been the name of the game for a while. No reason to really change it here. So let's... what have we got? Oh, that reminds me. Hang on. Let's take a look at something real quick. Something happened in the previous episode that did go live on the channel, and I would like to take a look at it. Alright, so... notice these are city projects right here. Another thing that's a city project is launching the Earth satellite. Now, I'll actually want to see if it's a space race project. Yeah, the Civilopedia doesn't say necessarily that this is a space or a city project. It says it's a space race project, but it doesn't say that it's a city project. The reason I'm double checking this is, of course, with my city states in the previous episode, I was very excited about this 20% production towards city projects bonus. Now, to be completely honest, when I was reading that, I thought it was just referring to city construction projects. But of course, what it's referring to is those items on the bottom of the list. But space race projects are included in that, so that is a 20% boost towards space race projects as well, which is pretty cool. So just wanted to make sure I pointed that out, because we did talk about that briefly in the comments. Okay, so now Yaroslav, we need to disrupt their rocketry because they are close to launching their moon landing, and I don't know that we're going to be able to stop them. Damn. Alright, well, let's gain sources. Yeah, we're not going to be able to stop that. Their countdown has begun. And we are how close to ours? We're 6 turns away from our Earth satellite. Now let's go ahead and use some faith to do something magical. Russia's on the rampage with the mechanized infantry, which is never good. Okay, so there's that. We'll get her next turn, and... Ooh, Brisbane. What do I need to do for you? More production and money, I'm assuming, right? One thing that is happening again, that definitely happened last time, is we suddenly, I'm guessing just because of the units that I've trained up, we have a relatively massive gold deficit. So I have 8 of 8 trade routes used up right now, and I don't believe I'm working on anything particularly economically helpful. So that's going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt. Also, Sydney is likely to develop an amenity problem pretty soon. It already has an amenity problem, but it's going to have a space problem as soon as the city grows. Thankfully, we're building an encampment, right? So the encampment will help things get a little bit better. Alright, so here is Stephanie Kwolok. And we are going to just move her to the launch pad. Our countdown started as well. Pedro's is still going. I think we're actually going to beat him to this, especially once Stephanie does her thing. Oh, hey! Pedro's brought some mechanized infantry up to see me. That could mean he's starting to respond to my denouncement and my units on his borders. Here's the thing. If Pedro declares war, he's probably going to destroy me. But that doesn't... At the end of the day, I don't mean he's going to destroy the entire civilization. He's just going to hit me really hard and maybe take a few cities. Well, that would be a worst case scenario if he took any cities. But the reason we want Pedro to declare war is not that we want to even beat him in the war. We just want the production bonus. Because at this point, one thing is very, very clear. We have multiple civilizations that are gunning for the science victory. We've just got to beat them to it. That's our job right now. So, alright, so we're going to activate this. Didn't change the production time on this right away. Ah, okay. We'll still be friends with Germany, no problem. Alright, so we are almost to the 1900s. As of right now, we will be in the 1900s. The pace of time has definitely, slowed down. Okay, so this is how you know something is within its final 1 or 2 turns of launching, is when you see that orange light. So how close is Pedro? Not as close as us. Okay, Wagga Wagga, what can I do for you? Not a lot, turns out. I've improved all of the tiles around Wagga Wagga that I can improve. So anything that I build here, I mean, I pretty much have to build a harbor. It's going to take 200 turns. I'll put you on production focus at least. That might help a little bit. I doubt it, though. Yeah, let's go for the harbor, put it here. It's going to take a long time to build it, and let's see if production focus helps. No, of course not. An extra 3 production is not enough on a project like that. Not enough to make a noticeable dent. So, turn 491, 1900 AD. And our satellite is about to go up. And then in a few turns we can begin work on launching the moon landing, which Russia, I believe, has beaten us to. There we go. So, we're going to be able to see everything now, which is helpful for scouting out who has space centers in what cities. But anyway, let's have a look over here. Yeah, see, this is within a few turns of launching. There's nothing we can do here. Spy-wise, we are still 4 turns away. No, wait. 7 turns away from gaining sources in this city. And we're disrupting rocketry in Pedro's city, which is 4 turns away. Alright, Canberra now needs to work on another project. We are doing advanced flight right now. What could I build right now that would be useful to me? We're okay on housing for the moment. A commercial hub might be good, honestly. It's only going to take 7 turns to build it. 9 turns for a harbor, plus 1 trade route capacity. Yeah, that's a good point, game. I appreciate that. If we do a harbor, here's the thing. If we do a harbor, then, no, I'm not going to replace those fish. I'm going to put it right here. But if we do a harbor, then that gives us the ability to have an additional trade route on top of having some buildings that give us some additional income. So, plus it doesn't have to take up any space on land where we already have everything covered with outback stations, which is good. So that's, I will say that's something different from what I did in the previous episode. We're almost done with advanced flight. 2 turns away from them back. We'll have the airport. Alright. So they've got a bomber now in Porto Alegre. They have several mechanized infantry armies. So if they do declare war, again, they're going to tear me a new one. It's going to be awful. And the crappy thing about the situation we've been in of realizing that, oh crap, they're ahead of us in the tech game, we need to focus on the tech victory, is that we're about to surpass the area. We may, in fact, have already surpassed the area, or the era, I should say, of the game, where we can make use of the digger. Because the digger
if God
has...
had really intended men to fly, he'd make it easier to get to the airport.
Indeed.
Always try to rub up against money. But if you rub up against money long enough, some of it may rub off on you.
Okay, so there's market economy. I don't think I need to change policies for anything, do I? We've got the heritage tourism, colonial offices... +1 amenity to all cities with at least 2 specialty districts. That actually could come in handy. Yeah, let me go ahead and put that in place of that. But anyway, yeah, it's going to be... The digger, I think, is already on the verge. It's not quite at the point yet where it needs to be upgraded, but probably this episode, it's going to become an outdated unit, which sucks. So let's work on ideology. It's not to my advantage in any way to declare war as Australia. We want other people to declare war on me. And even so, even with that, let's go ahead and do the military academy. Even with that, what we want from the war is not the fight. It's the production bonus. Especially given that we're going for this space race victory. Right? So... that is our goal right now, is just to beat Russia to the game. Let's take a look at the different victories. See, Russia has researched all the tech they need. They just need to launch the projects. So I need to keep an eye on them. Arabia's working on their project as well. Brazil is almost done with theirs. Russia's making good progress towards a culture victory, which that's where they could really come from behind and wreck the day. That's where I don't have as much of a strategy or even an option in place. I could nuke them. That was one thing I mentioned in a previous episode. I could launch several nukes at some of their cultural centers in order to slow down their tourism. But then we'd be at war with Russia. And bad things might happen. So, okay, good. That was successful. We were successful last time too. I will say that. So I was hoping for something similar. And we have a promotion for this unit, so let's see. What do we have? Time to complete all missions reduced by 25%. Yeah, let's go with that. Okay, now Rockhampton, you could probably use... yeah, let's do a power plant. We need as much production in this area as possible, because these 2 cities' production centers will reinforce one another, which is quite good. Almost to turn 500. Excellent. We're 3 turns away from the harbor being done, and 6 turns away from satellites being earned. One thing that I noted in the last episode, or the previous recording, that I do want to say again is this boost is a little bit misleading. This says boost through Great Scientist or Spy. So, what does that mean? What I thought it meant, and that's part of the reason that I got the Great Scientist last episode. I got her a little bit later in the episode, but what I thought it meant was, okay, you get a Great Scientist, and you get that boost, and you get satellites twice as fast. No. There is probably a specific Great Scientist. And I don't even know what or spy means, but there is probably a Great Scientist specifically that you can use, that specific job is to boost satellites. The same way that the other Great Scientist we saw this episode, her specific job was to boost space race production. So, yeah. That's just something that I feel like should probably be addressed. Hopefully no one else has dealt with that frustration too much. But anyway, so we've got this spy here. We've completely wrecked their space program. Maybe I need to transfer you to a new city. Alright, so who else has a spaceport? We probably need to go down to Baghdad and wreck their space program. Let's go ahead and send you there. Sounds so vindictive. Go wreck their program now. Alright, we're 5 turns away from satellites. Very, very good. 2 turns away from the harbor. And we'll have more stuff to build in the harbor, of course. Yep, here we go. So Sydney's grown, and now we have a near rebellion situation. Once the encampment is in place, that'll help, because that provides housing. But we don't have a lot right now that can help. Let's go with Jakarta, just because we need the raw gold output in order to stave this shortage. Oh, I remember this. Okay, so alliance, that's fine. Actually, I'm okay with any of this. Because open borders with Gandhi can't really hurt me anymore. Well, I'll still take that out of the deal because I don't think it's necessary. But he wants to give me some silk, some gold per turn, a lump sum of gold, and I will give him spices and uranium. Hey, Gandhi, why do you want uranium, buddy? You're a peaceful ruler. I don't expect you to want uranium for any reason whatsoever. Why could you possibly need that? Yeah, I'll give it to him. All right. So we're allied with Gandhi now, and it's not the first time. He has been a good ally to me throughout the game. He could have come down and forward settled me and really done a lot of damage early in the game, but we've never even been at each other's throats, which is rare in a game of Civilization 6 and a testament to some of the recent AI changes, where the AI is not always going to just, oh, you're right next to me, let me declare war on you. It's a little bit less aggressive, which I like. The AI was over-aggressive before. Alright, so now we've got an extra trade route, so I should probably go ahead and set that up before anything else. Let's go ahead and just set it up in Canberra, and then we have some buildings to build. Okay, so we can disrupt their rocketry in Yaroslav, which we're definitely going to do. We have a 63% chance of doing it. It's going to take another 12 turns, but that is going to be worth the wait. We're 3 turns away from being able to launch the moon landing, and also 3 turns away from being done with this trader. So we're actually probably going to transition straight into working on the moon landing, which is going to go by very quickly because of that production bonus we got from that Great Scientist. That, I will tell you, that production bonus from that Great Scientist is probably what's going to win us this game. Yeah, let's go for a builder. We could probably use some maintenance of the area. Now, this missile cruiser I'm going to send straight up here, just in case there's any conflict in that region. Two turns away, turn 500. There it is. Getting so close. We're 11 turns away from the Venetian arsenal being completed, which, again, as a reminder, that actually means that any naval unit I build, I'll get 2 of them. Oh, good. Russia's denounced me. That's lovely. If you declare war on me, you're going to really, really, really regret it. You're probably not happy with me because I'm wrecking your space program. You thought you were going to win the game.
Slowly, ideas lead to ideology, lead to policies that lead to actions.
Okay. So we don't have anything we want to change just yet. We need a new government, type 2. That's the other thing. Oh, good. It's that time. So I think what I'm going to go for here is actually... There was a joke early on, because the name of the series is Iron Curtain, that maybe I need to be a communist John Curtin. But I actually think that given the economic struggles I've had, the extra wildcard policies that I get with democracy could actually be better. Plus, we get New Deal. I mean, look at that. Oh wait, -8 gold to all cities with at least 3. That's not that great, actually. I see what you did there, developers. You're taking money away from those civilizations or from those cities in order to grant social benefits. It's the New Deal, right? It's expensive for the population, but you get fancy things. Of course, we can still get access to all these policies, but yeah, I'm going to go for democracy just because I need... More than anything, I need these policies. Let's take a look real quick at the type of government I do have. Right now, am I a merchant republic? Can't actually remember. Yeah, I'm a merchant republic. So that's going to keep us where we currently are, but just give us more economic policies. So let's go for that. It's going to be 17 turns. And Ballarat, what do you need? You need some entertainment, don't you? Let's go ahead and just build... Let's open a builder here to make sure everything in the area... It looks like everything is improved that can be improved. Yeah, actually, let's not work in a builder. That's not necessary up here. Go ahead and go for the research lab. It's going to take a while, but just to ensure that we get to those techs as rapidly as possible. Because Russia, again, already has all the technology they need to win this game. They are forcing me to focus on... Oh, look at that wrecked space center. They are forcing me to focus on the tech victory. Wasn't necessarily the way I wanted to go with this game, but they got so far ahead that it's pretty much necessary. We're 19 turns away from the encampment in Sydney, which honestly is too long.
Satellite has no conscience.
Okay, so we've got mechanized infantry now, finally. Let's come down here to Canberra, and first things first, let's take this trader, and let's actually transfer them to Sydney. And then finally, research-wise, we need to work on getting to nanotechnology next, which is 4 techs down the line. Plastics is going to take 4 turns, synthetic materials is going to take 8, composites is going to take 9, and nanotech is going to take 11. So that's going to be a while before we get that. But we now have access... Oh, we can build a Sydney Opera House too. Damn. All right, we have access to the moon landing, which is just going to take 14 turns, and then we'll be caught up to Russia in the space race. And then because we've got our city defended, and we're about to be done with our second spaceport, 12 turns away, we are going to be in a good position to actually beat them. Maybe in the next couple of episodes or so, too. We'll see how this goes. By the way, if you missed it, if you somehow missed it, if you're following Civ 6, they announced 2 ancient world civilizations are coming in a civilization pack very soon. They announced Persia, and they announced Macedon. Macedon is led by everybody's favorite, Alexander the Great. And yes, he looks just as douchey. No. He looks more douchey than he did in Civ 5. They even have him take his helmet off and do like a surfer hair shake where he's letting his hair out. It's pretty fantastic. And by fantastic, I mean I hate it. But it was pretty funny. Alright, so now we've got a trader here. Oh, we're just renewing this trade route. So yeah, extra production in gold, probably still the way to go. Is there a good trade route more than that +2, +7 that I could go for? Yeah, trade with Toulouse. Let's go for it. And yeah, we're going to leave all these units idle as is, and then this trader needs to bring as much production to Sydney as possible. That's what matters. I need a +3 production city. I can probably get that from one of my cities. Yes. Ooh, Canberra can get +4. Nice. Very good. Okay, well, it didn't help that much. Let's just hope that we can go 14 turns. God. Without having anything happen to Sydney. Cross your fingers. 11 turns away from the spaceport here, 8 turns away from the Venetian Arsenal. We're building some pretty significant stuff in all of our cities. 188 turns away. It was a terrible idea to build this city here. I don't know why I did, but we did, and so we gotta own our decision. Okay, here's our new digger unit. We can promote these anytime we want. I kind of don't want to. I like the fact that the diggers are going to do extra damage outside of my territory, you know? That just sounds like a good benefit to have. All right, you are definitely going to bring in just money. Trade with Jakarta. Because we still, unfortunately, don't really have... We're in a crappy situation money-wise. We're hemorrhaging money. Especially because of the units we are building. Does improving fish provide gold? I don't think it does. Especially if the tiles aren't worked, you know? Because I'm about to have this builder, and I remember in the previous version of this that I recorded, I did improve the fish with a builder. But I don't know that that has a particular benefit. I was just kind of doing it in order to have everything improved. All right, we can go ahead and start the Manhattan? Manhattan project in Brisbane if we wanted to. But I'm kind of curious what other districts I can build. Let's actually go for the research lab first, and I'm going to send this builder down. I am going to send him down to the fish. I don't think it's going to improve gold, but let's take a quick look at what they do provide. Yeah, the fish tiles provide gold already, so improving fish probably, I think, just provides more food, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, let's go through this turn real quick. Let it cycle. We're going to turn 506, and I think what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and cut this episode here. In the next one, we are going to have a moon landing, and we are going to start making progress towards the final science victory while also trying to wreck Arabia's space program and make sure Russia doesn't get a cultural victory. So,
in the hierarchy of the major poetic substances,
I was talking, Sean Bean.
Plastic figures as a disgraced material, lost between the effusiveness of rubber and the flat hardness of metal.
Okay. So now we are making our way towards synthetic materials, which is only going to take 7 turns. Well, it's going to take 8, so we're making some progress there. We're also going to get a new government type. That's going to help a lot, especially because we will unlock at some point an actual policy which gives us an even bigger boost towards space race projects. So that'll be helpful. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and cut this one here, and in the next one, we're going to do all that stuff and more. If we win this one, as I was saying before Sean Bean cut me off, it'll be by the skin of our teeth. But we're going to try to do it by virtue of this space victory. I said this a few episodes ago. I haven't been thrilled playing on Emperor mode. I know some people love the challenge, and I know a lot of people love to watch the more challenging, type of playthrough. But I know there's also a lot of you who are like me, who, when you see the bonuses that the civilizations get at the higher difficulty levels, it's a little bit insane. And I've definitely felt it this playthrough, that I'm playing against AIs that are handicapped in their favor. So that's not been rough. I've enjoyed the series, but there have definitely been elements of it that are like, I can tell you're like really OP. So yeah, I'm not sure what we'll do with the next Civ 6 series. Yes, by the way, there are some Russian cities up here. They did this last episode too. Obviously these have both just been founded. So they founded Yekaterinburg and Nizhny Novgorod. I'm not sure how to pronounce that first word, but so those exist up there. Anyway, that's just some open commentary on Emperor difficulty. It's not that I might not still attempt to play, on Immortal or even on Deity at some point. It's just that when you look at the bonuses that those AIs get, it's kind of insane. And yes, it's to add extra challenge, but I really prefer actually smarter AIs. So maybe once some of the AI mods have had a little bit more work done on them, or maybe they're already ready, who knows? Maybe once some of the AI mods are in place, I can use some of those in order to play on the higher difficulties and see if that helps. But anyway, that's for a future episode. That's for a future series. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. New episodes in a historical or grand strategy area air every single day at noon Eastern time. Right now, every other day because we're on a half schedule, but not much longer, thankfully. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.